Watch for thin trade today ahead of the long weekend, Mike, as once again we're sort of asking what's it going to take for the bulls to put a three handle on the S&P. There is that saying, there's no such thing as a triple top.
Yep. That's in play. The fact that there's basically no such thing generally as a market that kind of repeatedly tests that upside ceiling and doesn't punch through. I think you would look below the surface and say, what would cause this move to stop, aside from the fact that we are all looking at what are acknowledged to be some resistance levels, the 200-day moving average. There's some exhaustion, technical signals out there, but the leadership stocks don't really give much back, the big growth stocks. You're seeing a lot of comeback in the most cyclically attuned stocks that have been at the center of this economic crisis. And it seems like sentiment is, while you can see some speculative froth perhaps in the put call numbers and some of the day trading data, in general, it doesn't seem as if people are overcommitted to equities right now. So that leaves you with the question of what would stop the move, not necessarily what would keep it going. There'd be no injustice if this market fell, 5 or 10% for some reason, but it just isn't showing you the signs, aside from maybe some wear and tear on the market breadth numbers, that it's going to do that, because valuations and the current macro data, the market's just saying that's not relevant, at least in the immediate moment, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, David, we continue to monitor sort of the state of reopening with more incremental evidence that this is working at least somewhat satisfactorily, as our own parent, Universal, is now targeting early June for a reopening of Universal Orlando.
Yeah, which would be an important milestone, of course, and also points to Disney's potential opening as well. We know Shanghai opened for them, but those parks such an important component of Disney's overall earnings, and not unimportant for our parent company, though less so certainly. And we're watching closely. We're waiting and watching to see if infection rates or hospitalization rates in any of these states that are open after a number of weeks start to rise immeasurably. So far, things look to be fairly good. And of course, there are other states that are still waiting to get the go-ahead, as you know, Carl, so that we can all fully participate in the economy once again, or at least to the extent that people are willing to. But that does get back to the overall question as to what things will look like even when we have a return to openness, so to speak, and what segment of the population will choose not to participate simply because they feel like they are still too much at risk, given the fact that we do not have a vaccine, certainly, or even any really early therapeutics that can be used to ameliorate the effects of the virus should somebody get it.